Hi, I'm Frank with OxygenGuy.com. Today in our series, How to Use Your Medical Oxygen, I'm here to talk to you today about the first part in the series, the Oxygen Concentrator. This little machine right here takes your 20 to 23% oxygen and turns it into approximately 93 to 95% oxygen. How does it do that? There's actually some beds inside, tubes essentially. They're called sieve beds, but they essentially filter out the air and take out the bad stuff and push it out the back. It actually creates a lot of heat, but we want to create that 93 to 95% oxygen. Now with that, the oxygen actually comes out this part right here, connects to the tubing and then to your cannula that you put on so you can breathe better. It basically enhances your air essentially, but pushes a higher level of oxygen. This here is the flow level for your liters per minute. Essentially, if you're prescribed oxygen, you'll be prescribed an amount of liters. This machine here goes from 0 to 5. Now essentially, the machine essentially runs best at 1 to 5. Anything under 1, it's like a car. If you're running too low on RPMs, it kind of sputters a bit, and it actually will alarm. And you see a red light come on here, and there's actually 3 different notices here. There's the red, which is the alarm, and then there's a yellow notice, which is a caution. Lets you know it needs to be looked at. And then the green, which is all good, has oxygen and off and running. Now, essentially, this here is a power reset button. If there was a power spike, failure or such, that'll pop out. You'd have to push it back in once everything's been reestablished. This here is an on and off button. This is a holder for a humidifier bottle if you needed one. Truth is, in a lot of cases, it's usually 3 liters and up, which is more beneficial, I have found, and there's actually testing to show that also for customers. But yes, essentially that's where the bottle would go. Now you adjust the liter flow by turning this here, and when the machine is on, of course, and then you'll actually see the ball go to the different levels. And when you turn it off, the air will actually come out through here and you'll actually see the ball drop. But when you turn it back on, the ball will go back up to its last set liter flow, which is all good. Now, for the customer in their home using the oxygen machine, essentially the only thing they have to worry about is, of course, making sure there's power, making sure their cannula and tubing are in good working, clean order. And once a week, they have to pull out the filter, bang it out, get the dust out. These will get quite dusty. In fact, if they're not checked, they'll actually within a month's time be about the same color as the machine, because this machine is, pulling in so much air to make so little. But essentially, you bang it out once a week, run it under cold water, put a little dish soap on there, get it nice and soapy. Rinse it out with cold water, squeeze it good, dry it, put it back in, and this machine's ready to roll. Really easy. Not a problem there. In fact, if you're helping out someone and they have an oxygen machine and they don't have the time, wouldn't hurt to go in there and check the filter. If it needs it, pull it out, get that dust out. If you have some more time, definitely wouldn't hurt to wash that there. And that way they're getting a better quality of air and you're helping out a relative or a friend or whoever. Of course, you'll want to make sure it's okay with them, but yeah, definitely good to help out family and friends. Okay, now, essentially when you turn this machine on, you're going to hear a beep. And like I say, it's going to go to its last prescribed flow. Now all machines that make oxygen have a certain amount of sound. This one is actually pretty quiet. Now, I'm going to turn it on. We're going to listen. There we go. The ball is actually going back up to 5. Was the last prescribed flow. I'm actually going to take it down to 2 liters. I usually like to center the ball. Now I can check it with the flow pen also to see how the air pressure is. But the truth of the matter is, usually to center it, it's pretty good. So, there we go. It's centered. I actually went right to green right away. I've actually had it on a few times there, but really good machine. Definitely like these. Now, as you can hear, machine actually breathes, essentially. When it's taking the air in to clean it, it's a basically, which is interesting. But say a power outage were to happen, what would happen is, we're going to simulate this here by cutting the power. The machine starts beeping to let you know, hey, it's no longer working. There's a problem. You'll need to get on your backup oxygen, or basically your backup plan, which most people is a backup tank. But we still want to turn it off because otherwise it's just loud and annoying. How do we do that? Just flick the switch, no big deal. Now turn it off. Now it didn't pop, but obviously we didn't have a power spike. We just disconnected the power. So with that in mind, this is our first series on how to use your medical oxygen concentrator. Medical oxygen concentrator, excuse me. So stay tuned. We're going to have much more videos. We're going to talk about all the aspects on how to use your oxygen. Check us out at our blog at oxygenguy.com. I thank you very much for checking out the video, and come back soon. Thank you. Bye.